Try as we may, try as we might, we can't escape this movie's blight. So drink your beers to drown your fears, for he's mean, he's green, he's a killing machine. His mischievous antics never get old. This leprechaun wants his motherfucking gold. Whatever you do, please don't pout, or you could be the next one whose luck has run out. We watched Leprechaun. We watched it so you don't have to, so you know what that means. Greetings, Moon Goons! Happy St. Patty's Day. I know it's a little early, but this is our St. Patrick's Day episode of the Horrible Horror Podcast, where we watch the worst of the worst in horror movies. Movies so bad they're scary. I'm your host, Marshall Hampton. With me today is my Irish drinking buddy, Mr. Aaron Southworth. Aaron, how are you doing today?
Top of the morning to you there, Moon Goons and motherfuckers. I'm very glad to be here. I have a horrible Irish accent, by the way.
It's not that bad.
So I'm going to do what I can.
We are sitting here. We have our Jameson Irish whiskey. Aaron loves his Jameson.
Ching ching.
Ching ching. I'm more of a Black Bush when it comes to the Irish whiskey guy, but, you know, whatever.
Well, I bought it, so.
Yeah, he bought it, so. But, yeah. Like I said, we did Leprechaun this week in celebration of the upcoming holiday.
Classic film.
But before we get into that, we have our March Movie Madness to take care of. So we have two movies. We have two matches we personally here right now have to choose between. I will say right now, the matchup between Slaughterhouse Massacre and Alice in Murderland. Alice in Murderland won and is moving on. And then the match between Thanksgiving and Splatter University. Thanksgiving moves on again.
Wow.
I'm kind of surprised by this because, I mean, it's a bad movie, but it's so ridiculously comically bad, it's almost enjoyable. With that said, the two brackets we have to choose between right now is the David Sterling showdown between Bloody Mary 3D and Night of the Dead. And then we have to decide between Christmas Sleigh and Stitches. That one I think is going to be pretty easy. You never saw Christmas Sleigh. I did. For some reason, that got a tie in our votes.
And I like Stitches.
Yeah, Stitches isn't that bad, but just because it did get tied and we have to be official, Christmas Sleigh is the one I put my vote on to move forward.
Yeah, me too. I saw some of Christmas Sleigh, and it sucked.
Yeah, it's awful. So that leaves us the head-to-head fight to the death between Bloody Mary 3D and Night of the Dead, which are both David S. Sterling movies. They're both those movies that took place in like the same damn warehouse. They're both awful.
Oh, man, Night of the Dead had the Ron Jeremy as the titty club bouncer, and he was, the zombies being held in one room, and everyone just ran in the same room.
Yeah.
Or Bloody Mary. Good God.
This is tough. They're both so bad.
I'm gonna put my vote in for Bloody Mary 3D. I think that one was worse.
If these were in different brackets, like I could see both these being like a Final Four competitor or something like that. But you're saying Bloody Mary's worse?
The reason I'm saying Bloody Mary's worse is that remember that weird stage actor, the weird theatrical laboratory scientist?
Yeah,
I love that guy.
I
love that guy. So I would rather watch that film than Bloody Mary 3D.
I was kind of going the other way because at least Bloody Mary's got a lot of nudity in it to make it keep you watching for that part.
It doesn't matter how many titties there are; it's not going to save me.
That's true.
Come on, it has Ribcage.
Yeah,
song
that's fucking awful.
Played like 4 times.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Yeah. Fuck.
I'm not trying to twist your arm. I'm just,
I see. I'm torn, but either way, if I vote for Bloody Mary, you vote for that. We're tied.
Well, I guess then flip a coin.
We would have to flip a coin, and I'll just say, fuck it. I'm gonna go. I'll go Bloody Mary as well.
All right.
Because at least the other one had Ron Jeremy in it too, and Ron Jeremy's always entertaining in these low budget movies. So there we go. Our Elite 8 is set.
All right.
We will find out our final four this week, and we'll announce those next week.
Please vote.
Please vote. Yeah, so we have Pumpkin Carver taking on the Wickeds, Blood Valley Siege Revenge going up against the houses that October built. Then we have Bloody Mary 3D, another David Sterling show taking on Alice in Murderland. Then Thanksgiving versus Christmas Sleigh. That's our Elite Eight for our.
So we got a holiday theme in the last bracket there.
We do. We have we have two from our October, our Halloween themed ones, and then we have our Thanksgiving and Christmas. So we got all of our major holidays covered right there. All right, so
and now we're doing St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, we're doing St. Patty's Day. But one more thing to talk about is another reminder about our live show coming up Saturday, March 26th at Sullivan's Bar in Belleville, Illinois. It's at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So come out, drink with us, chat with us, meet us, check out the show, and maybe if you're lucky, maybe you'll even get to be on the show.
Yeah, have some fun. Come on out, do some day drinking, talk about some shitty movies, some fun.
Yep. With that said, now let's jump into Leprechaun. I didn't realize this until I was doing my research on this movie, but apparently I'm going to be forever cursed with having a permanent link to this movie.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I'll give you some things in common. Or actually, Elvis Presley.
Okay.
Marshall Hampton. Leprechaun.
Elvis Presley, Marshall Hampton, Leprechaun.
Yep.
What is Irish drunkenness? I don't know.
I don't think Presley was Irish, but no, all three of us we were released on January 8th. We all share January. This movie was released January 8th, 1993.
Okay, well, Leprechaun is the youngest then.
This movie's found a lot of places. It's found Amazon, YouTube, iTunes, Vudu, and Google Play. Runtime hour and a half, but
easy to find.
Really easy to find. It's written and directed by Mark Jones. As far as the cast goes, this movie's famous because this was Jennifer Aniston's first feature film role.
Ooh, Jennifer Aniston.
So everybody knows who Jennifer Aniston is. But here's a few things about her that I didn't know about her that are kind of interesting about her credits. Anyway, she was in the short-lived show Herman's Head, which if anybody remembers that, I remember that I watched it a lot. She played Susie Brooks on Herman's Head in 92 through 93. And I didn't even know this existed. She was on the Ferris Bueller TV series based on the movie.
I didn't know that existed
Neither
either.
did I. It was only one season, 13 episodes from 1990 to 1991, and she played Jenny Bueller, or Jeannie Bueller.
Bueller's sister.
Bueller's sister.
Jeannie.
Yeah. Which also starred...
Or Shauna.
Kristen Rose, who some people know her from the Heroes series, Heroes and Heroes Reborn, and a lot of other stuff. She played Peter's mother. She was the mother figure in Heroes.
Oh, yeah.
She was in the Ferris Bueller.
Something about that lady in that, there's a Heroes episode where she's just pounding sake, and I'm like, God damn, that lady can drink. I want to hang out with her.
So yeah, that was, other than that, let's see, the only two people in the cast that even bother mentioning, other than Warwick Davis, who plays the Leprechaun, is Mark Holton, who plays the retard Ozzy. He will, in my mind, always be remembered as Chubbs or Chubby from the Teen Wolf movies. He was in both of them as the same character.
Yep, and also if you'd never watched Teen Wolf, then he was also the neighbor of Pee Wee Herman who stole his bike. He stole Pee Wee's bike in Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
And he also played John Wayne Gacy in the movie called Gacy.
No shit.
Yep.
Man, now I need to watch that.
Yeah, and this is another movie that is most likely going to be done on this show, but I had no idea he was in it. He was in the horror movie Rumpelstiltskin.
Ah. Man, he's got a hard time with little midget history or fable kind of characters.
Yep, and the last person is the kid. Robert Gorman, who played Alex the kid.
He's in a lot of shit in the 80s and early 90s.
He played Scott Norman in the TV movie Sometimes They Come Back, based on the Stephen King story. He played Walter in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead with Christina Applegate. And I don't remember his character's name, but he was in the Hulk Hogan classic Mr. Nanny. So that's all right. Now we're gonna jump into the movie here. It opens with a short very short scene of the leprechaun himself in his lair, counting his gold, making rhymes,
Yeah,
and he's sitting in like the end of or the beginning of a rainbow.
yeah. So he's walking in this lair, and one thing you need to know about Leprechaun, he loves his motherfucking gold. God damn, that's the only thing he cares about.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there, just playing with his gold, and he's talking to himself about "Don't steal my fucking gold."
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
And then this cuts to a limo driving around like on like rural roads,
real rural, like out in the like a farm.
yeah.
Out in the boonies, no one around.
Yeah, and it pulls up to a house, and then Dan O'Grady
Love this guy.
gets out of the limo. He finishes off a bottle of whiskey.
He's got like about 1/4 of a bottle of Jameson left. He just stands up and takes it all down, tosses it on the ground, and I was like, ooh, what's this guy's story?
And his wife is on the porch waiting for him, and she's all like, peace, like, what are you doing? Blah,
Like,
blah, blah.
what the hell you got a limo for there? Well, that was more English. I don't know. I suck at
And
this.
she's flipping out over the limo and like the price of it, because they're supposed to be simple farmers or just
Yeah,
out
they're out in the
boony
middle of
people.
nowhere,
They're,
yeah.
And
They get their water from a fucking well.
Yeah. Dan tells her that they're rich now, and he opens up this box that has an urn in it that's supposed to be his mother's ashes.
Yeah, and she's like, those are supposed to be our mother's ashes from Ireland. And she's like, oh, no, don't worry. It's not. Oh, God, how am I going?
I don't know, but he
I can't
smashes
do
the
this.
urn, and instead of his mother's ashes, there's a large bag of gold coins inside. He tells his wife that he caught a leprechaun and that he made him show it where he kept his gold. And so now they're rich, he has his gold. Some time passes. You don't really know much like.
This is weird. So the movie's, he's like, I caught a leprechaun. He showed me his gold. Here it is. And she sees it. She's just like, shit, it's a bag full of gold.
Mhm.
Okay. Then she doesn't seem very concerned anymore. She's just more upset that he's drunk. She's just like, oh, fucking stories of leprechauns. Oh, go back to bed, trying to get him to go to bed. Wouldn't she be like, that's supposed to be your mom's ashes. Why is there a pile of gold? What's going on? Why do you have a limo? Why? And she just kind of goes, fuck it.
Yep. I'll go make some tea.
I'm going to make him some tea.
Yeah. So yeah, the time passes, she's making the tea when she starts hearing the voice of this little girl coming from a suitcase.
Yeah. I mean, where did the suitcase come from? Graded?
Yeah.
Well,
the chauffeur probably brought it. You see the chauffeur come in.
Yeah. So yeah, she comes around the corner with some tea. And you hear kind of this little girl kind of voice singing "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star."
Yeah.
Please let me out of the bag. I'm gonna suffocate. And she's like, "What the hell?" Gets down, lifts it open, and you see glowing red eyes.
Yep. And she out pops the leprechaun,
Mhm.
and basically she falls down the stairs to the basement while backing away from it.
He's pissed. He's like, "Where's me gold? Where's me gold?" Coming at her. She's walking backwards and falls down the stairs of the basement. Dump, 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 dump. Breaks her neck.
Yeah, she dies. So Dan now comes inside saying he just finished hiding the gold, and Leppy leaps around the corner.
Leppy.
Yeah, I just call him Leppy. And he leaps around the corner, he comes around the corner, speaking in his dead wife's voice, holding the tea set and saying, "I want me gold back." And Dan pulls out a revolver and a 4-leaf clover,
And
which
this
acts like a crucifix to vampires for Leppy.
Yeah, this has got Leppy scared. He's just
Yeah.
like, get it away from me. He doesn't want to have anything to do with this 4-leaf clover.
No,
I think he'd be scared of a fucking gun, considering he's not even 3 feet tall, and he's pulled out probably, 38. So, yeah, it doesn't look good for a leprechaun here.
No. He runs down into the basement. And Dan, of course, he follows.
He fucking shoots him. He shoots him.
He shoots at Leppy. Yeah,
It looks like he hit him because he fell down pretty hard, and he took off.
Dan, he follows Leppy down into the basement, and Leppy is like using his dead wife as like a puppet now.
Yeah, but he's not even using the mouth.
No, he
that was
just got
disappointment.
Yeah, I thought that too. It would have been better if he moved the mouth. But Dan manages to shoot Leppy, which allows him enough time to place the leprechaun into his huge wooden crate.
It just happens to be
yeah,
there.
exactly. It's like, how I don't know who has these giant wooden crates around their basement for
Yeah.
no reason whatsoever.
And it's just nice and big enough to fit a midget into.
Yeah.
So, and I hope I'm not offending anybody by saying midget. I'm not going to say little person just for right now.
Yeah.
And if you really are offended, just let me know. I'm just going to say midget.
Yeah.
Puts him in the box and starts nailing it shut, and he places the 4-leaf clover on top.
Yeah.
Now, with the 4-leaf clover on top of the crate, the leprechaun has no ability to escape.
Yeah, it's like the power of the 40 cleaver holds him in.
Keeps him encased in this crate.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Dan O'Grady seems to still be moving with incredible urgency and absolute, this has to be done right now, like his life depends on it. But he's not getting out of the fucking box.
That's true. I mean,
he's sweating.
Yeah, he is.
He's pulling his dead wife up the stairs.
Well, before he even does that, he starts pouring gas all over the crate, and then like leaves a trail of it up the stairs. And then that's when he tries to drag his wife up the stairs, and he's like sweating and
he's huffing and puffing. He's older. He's probably in his late 60s.
And this whole time, Leppy's just mocking him and threatening him in rhyme. Was it? Fuck. No, never mind. I'm not even going.
Oh, come on, try it. Do it.
No, I was trying to think of the term for like rhythmic, like the poetic.
Iambic pentameter.
Yeah, something like that, or like just something with a C or something. I was thinking of. But anyway, Dan lights a match and he's about to set the gas on fire.
He's like, "Fuck you, leprechaun! Burn in hell!"
He basically
he strokes
has
out,
a heart attack, collapses to the floor, and he looks like he dies.
Yeah,
and that's where it ends. And then years pass, like
10 years later.
Yeah, which we don't find out for a while, but yeah, it turns out to be.
No,
10
it says it's 10 years later.
Oh, did it actually say that?
Yeah.
Okay, I missed. I know they mentioned it later, but so we meet Tori, played by Jennifer Aniston, and her father. They're pulling up to the same house, and because the father apparently just bought this place, and
we find out they're in North
Dakota. Yeah, North Dakota.
Wait. They're in North fucking Dakota. All right. There's some random Irish family in the middle of nowhere, North Dakota. How did he fucking find a leprechaun? Did he find it in Ireland?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, that's what he said. Because he went to Ireland to bury his mother, and she brought the ashes back. So he caught the leprechaun in Ireland and got the gold.
So
that's why he put it in the urn to ship it back.
Comes all the way back from Ireland.
Yeah, to get his gold.
To get his Jesus Christ, that guy's committed.
Yeah. So Tori kind of comes across as like a spoiled brat teenager, because she's
not even really a teenager.
Well, I'm just saying that's how she comes across.
She's had her sexual awakening.
She is not. It's hard to tell her. Like, she's not really in high school, but I guess she's maybe supposed to be college. But it doesn't make sense why she would be living with her father right now anyway. But she clearly comes across a more luxurious lifestyle. Is that what she's used to?
So have you seen? I know many listeners and just people around the world have watched Friends.
Yeah.
Have you watched Friends? Are you familiar with Friends?
Of course.
All right. So it's basically like they just took Rachel, Jennifer Aniston's character, plucked her right out of Friends, moved her back a year, and put her into Leprechaun. She's almost exactly like Rachel from Friends. She comes from a wealthy background. She's kind of prissy, and she's trying to prove herself as kind of like, I can do this. I can be tough, and I can.
Yeah, she has that state of mind.
It's just like Rachel from Friends in Leprechaun. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
And you know what Rachel's last name in Friends is?
Green.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
But Jennifer Aniston was 22 at the time she filmed this movie, which, based on the fact that we just talked about, like, I kind of wonder where their money comes from in this family, because they pull up in a Jeep, not a nice car, and the father seems very blue collar, but she comes out of the car wearing like nice high-heeled shoes and trendy dress, and she's talking about not having a pool at the house and wanting to stay at like fancy hotels.
There's no cable. There's no room service. Oh, that's always classic when you think no room service. Come on.
So they.
Oh yeah, she doesn't have a mobile phone. She has a portable.
Yeah, she calls it a portable.
Yeah.
Inside the house, they go down into the basement. Of course, just why not?
Sure.
And the basement is now covered in cobwebs and dust and dirt.
Yeah, and this is another thing. Why would the fuck would this guy buy a random shit house in the middle of nowhere, North Dakota, when they're from L.A.? There's no connection. They just randomly buy this.
They never make connection. Like, oh, I had to move here to start a new business, or I had to move here for this. There's never
no
reason
relation
why they moved to this particular place.
Zero correlation as to why this guy has this property at all.
I totally agree with that.
Doesn't make any sense.
Now, Tori sees a tarantula crawling up a wooden support beam. She flips out.
Which are not native to North Dakota.
And I was about to say, now we get our horrible horror educational moment. Because I put in my notes that this is wrong. Because and here's some facts about tarantulas.
Oh boy!
So tarantulas
Dropping knowledge with Marshall and horrible horror.
we need a theme for that.
Yeah.
Tarantulas do not live that far north. Like we established, takes place in North Dakota, and tarantulas that are in the United States live mostly in the southern states and make kind of a circle. They Southern California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Colorado, Utah, and Nevada.
There's tarantulas in Missouri?
Well, probably like Ozark territory.
Shit.
But their boundaries basically include the Mississippi River is their eastern boundary, and their northern boundary is the Missouri River. So really, above the Missouri River, they don't. That's not.
Yeah.
There has been an introduction of the Brachypelma vagans species of tarantula. I probably butchered that, but a species.
No, you pronounced it perfectly.
Species of tarantula to Central Florida, but this species is indigenous and originated in New Mexico and Belize. So, and side note, there has never been a reported death from a tarantula bite. Its venom is of no medical significance. The bite is relatively harmless and is compared to a bee sting with no lasting effects other than light to moderate pain and slight swelling at the site of the bite. So there should be no tarantulas in North Dakota in this movie.
And they're pets. They're harmless.
Yeah, a lot of people have a pet.
They bite. It's like, ow.
So there's your educational moment. The more you know, ding, ding, dong, whatever, star goes over your head.
Get your education on with Horrible Horror Podcast.
So back to the movie. Tori storms out of the basement saying she would rather live in a tent. And she heads outside and she's talking on her giant red portable phone, trying to book a room at a local hotel. And this is where she bumps into Nathan.
Holy God.
Dreamboat Nathan, the house painter.
Fan me off, buddy. Man, he's got he looks like Joey Lawrence cast off. He really does.
He does.
Like, whoa. I mean, he's got the no sleeves, sleeveless shirt. She's got a wife beater on with a purple shirt on over it. No sleeves, feathered hair, back for style, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, just
you're right. As I didn't even think about Joey Lawrence, but yeah. So Nathan kind of ends up laughing at her for being afraid of spiders, which causes a total backtrack. Now Tori just flips the script.
She wants to, when she comes out of the house, she wants to leave. I'd rather die, blah, blah, blah.
Like, her panties just got soaked as soon as she saw this guy.
She sees this guy, and he goes, "What, you're afraid spiders are leaving?" And she's like, "No, I'm not leaving. I'll prove you wrong." Kind of,
Yeah, and her dad's like, "All right, I'll fine, you can go." He brings us like, "No, Dad, what? No, I'm gonna stay, Dad. I never said that." Trying to play it all cool. And
good God,
she is like hot to trot.
That shift was so violent, and just wrong. It just
it gives you whiplash.
So rough.
And so we cut to the retard Ozzy and the kid
and
Alex.
Also, if you're offended by retard, deal with it. Yeah.
And the kid Alex, they're talking and getting paint out of the back of Nathan's truck. And we find out that Alex is Nathan's younger brother. And the three of them do house painting.
So, yeah, what is Ozzy's relation to all this?
I think he's just like the local
town dummy
who they you can paint a house. So give him something to do. Tori's next scene taking a tray of what looks like Kool-Aid downstairs looking for Nathan, and I'm like, why the hell does she go downstairs when she just saw him outside painting the house?
But she's completely changed her outfit. She was wearing the heels and the dress, and now she's wearing shorts, a tank top, and LA Gears.
You're right. I forgot. It's right. She did change
her
outfit.
Because it showed her walking down the stairs in some sweet
I actually
LA Gears.
I had a note on those shoes later. Yeah. Kids, ask your parents what LA Gears were.
That and Guess jeans.
So
Jordache.
Jordache. Wasn't there Britannia or something like that? Or
Britannicas.
Britannicas.
No, that's an encyclopedia. There was something.
There is something with a. There were
British Knights.
Yeah, that's a British Knights. That's it. So we get a shot of Leppy sleeping in the crate and waking up, and Tori screams when she drops a tray because a sheet falls on her. Which makes me wonder, where does that sheet come from? Because it falls from the ceiling of the basement.
Yeah.
Not like a clothesline. She runs into a clothesline thing. It's just a sheet just drops on her
the
head.
ceiling. Yeah. just out of nowhere.
What was holding that up?
I don't know. But I think from what because then Nathan comes over and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I guess he tossed it, but it came directly down on top."
I guess because he does say like, "Oh, I was looking for like tarp or something like that." So maybe if he's like go right, if you can see him like off screen, is like throwing shit over his shoulder, and it happens to land on her.
This is not a big basement.
No,
this is not a large basement. It's easy to pretty much see everything.
Yeah, it is. So Nathan shows up, helps her up, and he tells her that the previous owner, he tells her about the previous owner, Dan O'Grady, and they like, hey, let's open up this crate and see what's inside. And he's like, unless you're scared, and of course, Tori's like, I'm not scared. I'll do it. Hand me that crowbar.
So they're about to open the Leprechaun crate.
Yep. And they're right about to pop it open when they hear Ozzy screaming from outside. They rush out and find Ozzy covered in blue paint. And I got to take a quick moment here to comment on the fact that they're painting this house to basically look like Captain America's cottage in North Dakota. They're painting the house like bright ass, like blue, not like navy blue or sky, but just
baby,
not baby. That's like a
baby sky,
just like regular blue, like Captain America blue with red shutters and white trim. I mean, they just missing like one giant white star on the side to have Captain America's fucking cottage.
Jesus.
So Ozzy he goes off to the bathroom to clean up, and when he comes out, he hears the sound of a little girl singing again.
Just like earlier. Yeah, so Leprechaun's using the same little kid trick on Ozzy here.
And he follows the singing down to the basement to the wooden crate, and the voice begs Ozzy to let it out, and Ozzy starts sweeping dust and dirt off the crate, which in doing so also accidentally knocks the 4-leaf clover off the crate onto the floor.
And as soon as that thing is off the crate,
Leppy breaks through the lid, punches through it, and then he bursts out the side.
Yeah. He
eats a cricket off his arm. It says he hasn't eaten in 10 years. And Leppy tells Ozzy that he's a leprechaun and a shoemaker.
Yeah, which is bizarre.
Yeah, I'm a shoemaker by trade, and ask him if he's seen his gold. Ozzy says like no, and he runs away.
Well, yeah, because he's like, "Have you seen my gold?" He's like, "No," and then Ozzy he starts saying, "If I haven't seen, I'm gonna bite your ear off." He starts threatening Ozzy.
Yeah.
Ozzy gets up to run away, starts going up the stairs, and the leprechaun uses like a tractor beam or a beam or something to close the door. But then Ozzy kind of looks up and goes, opens the door, just opens it back up and leaves. And the leprechaun goes, "You got away because my powers be weak."
Yeah.
So Leprechaun's got fucking powers, but they're weak because I guess he doesn't have his gold.
He doesn't
and
have
he's
his
been
gold
asleep for 10 years. So,
the magical apathy, or was it
atrophy?
Atrophy. That's it, not apathy. So outside, Ozzy's trying to tell everyone what he saw, but of course, no one's gonna believe him about a leprechaun.
Yeah, he says, "There's a leprechaun in there," and
they humor him. And he's like, all right, we'll go check it out. And they all end up going down to have a look. And in the basement, they find no sign of the leprechaun, only a rat.
Now, this kind of pissed me off. All right, so they go down and they go, "Ozzy, you fucked up you banged up the crate real bad. You broke the crate. Now, if you had any wherewithal, you look at it and you don't even have to be a forensic expert or anything, but just look and see that it was broken from the inside out."
Yeah.
There's no way Ozzy could have done that. So if you just looked at it, you'd be like, yeah, something did break out of here. Huh. What the fuck's going on? But they're just point. Like, I have problems with this whole movie. There's moments like this that just drive me nuts.
Yeah.
It's like, "Ozzy, you dummy," because he's the town retard.
Yeah.
So they're just disregarding everything, but he's right. Motherfucking leprechaun broke out.
They head back upstairs, and this is why I had the note about the sweet LA gears. But Andy's wearing sweet knockoff Reebok pumps.
That's right.
Not the actual Reebok pumps, but knockoff.
They were two separate colors. Yeah.
And they didn't even have the Reebok logo on it. They were just like your Payless brand pumps.
Pump shoes, yeah. So they go outside, and this is after Ozzy has been throwing a fit about a leprechaun. They go outside, and suddenly a rainbow appears.
Yep, I noticed. Woo!
Out of nowhere. Picture perfect, no cloud in the sky, blue sky.
Yep.
And a rainbow appears suddenly. Ozzy's going, "What the fuck? There's a rainbow. Guys, you see this rainbow?" And everybody's just like, "Whatever."
He's like,
"Rainbows
"No, we have
happen."
to find the end of it." So
But again, rainbows just don't occur out of nowhere.
That's a very
They
good point.
don't happen.
Nope.
It's a combination of light hitting water particles, usually after a rainstorm or
Prism.
some sort of mist.
Prism
Exactly. And there's nothing. It's just nothing.
Nope.
And everyone's just like, rainbow,
Yeah,
whatever. Like, and especially after he's talking about a leprechaun. Come on. And everyone's just like, fuck it. Ugh.
So Ozzy ends up running off to find the end of the rainbow, and Alex chases off after him, leaving Nathan and Tori alone to
And
paint.
she wants him to go. She's like, let him go.
Yeah.
'Cause she wants
the D.
dude, she's basically dry humping him.
Yeah.
And, like, she's really after it.
So Ozzy finds the end of the rainbow, which ends in the frame of a rusted out old pickup truck.
like an acre away.
Yeah.
Not very far away.
Yeah, and inside the truck, Ozzy finds a gold coin. Well, Alex ends up finding the whole bag of
which
gold.
just randomly appears.
Magically appears behind the seat. And now Ozzy accidentally swallows the coin
so
while trying
Ozzy,
to
you're looking at
test
the gold. Is it real gold? I don't know. And Ozzy's like, I hear if you bite it, you'll know. And he takes a bite, but he accidentally swallows
Which
the gold coin.
you gotta be really retarded to try to bite something and end up swallowing a whole coin.
Well, he is retarded.
He is retarded. So they take the bag of coins to get appraised in town.
You know, they take one. They take one coin to go get appraised, and they hide the rest.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because they no, that's what they're gonna get appraised down because Alex says, "Oh, we'll get the money to have your brain surgery to get you fixed, Ozzy, so you won't be stupid anymore."
So he wants that's kind of sweet, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid wants to fix his buddy and make him, more normal, and it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. So back at the house, Nathan is teaching Tori how to paint and acting like so surprised when she learns how to use a fucking paintbrush. It's like they treat like she's doing something like actually hard. Like, oh my god, you got it on your first try. Way to go! It's a goddamn paintbrush. It's like Jesus,
like a real sharpened skill.
I mean, this is the first
You
lesson
know.
Mr. Miyagi told Daniel-san.
Right.
Paint on, paint the fence.
Yeah, it wasn't even wax on, wax off.
No,
It was paint the fence.
Paint the fence.
Bitch, paint the fence. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah. So it's the stupidest thing.
Well, he's trying to butter her up too.
But
there's definitely some gonadal, flaring going on between the two.
So Tori goes to get another can of paint from the truck, and Leppy, we see, is underneath it, and he starts like rubbing up her leg.
He sees her legs. He's like, oh yeah. He's hiding underneath the truck.
He's laying underneath.
And he's laying on his tummy. He sees her, and he just starts copping a feel. Now,
She's got nice legs in this movie.
sure, she's Jennifer Aniston. She's a great looking gal. It's so funny because she just turned her back from Nathan.
I know where you're going because I have the exact same thing. So go ahead and take it
Getting
away.
paint out of the truck, and then she assumes that somehow Nathan has run all the way around, snuck underneath the truck, and starts rubbing on her ankles and legs.
Exactly.
And
It's like he would have to been like the Flash.
Yeah.
Because they leave in opposite directions.
It makes no sense.
The truck is like directly behind her. There's
Right.
no way
There's
he runs
no
around and gets underneath the truck.
So her first assumption is, oh, that's got to be Nathan.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Nathan.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I'm so horny, I just don't care. Anyway,
Yeah.
rub my legs.
And I'm just like, this how stupid this is.
Yeah.
It's insane. So anyway, Leppy ends up scratching.
Because
excuse me.
she looks back and sees Nathan at the house, and she's like, oh, God. And she
And
jumps
then
back.
He
and
scratches
she gets
her,
scratched.
claws her leg. She screams.
3 large fingernail-sized scratches.
Yeah. And Nathan and her dad come running over to see what happened. And you start hearing a cat meow. I'm like, oh, a cat just scratched
And
me.
again, this is my forensics thing. You don't have to be a genius. You look at the scratches on her legs, they don't match a cat's. There's no way. They're so spread apart, it's like an obvious hand scratch. There's no way it could be a paw.
Yeah, a little
There's
baby
no
ball.
way.
And that's was like a
Unless it's a
fucking
mountain
tiger,
lion, yeah.
tiger or puma.
Right, unless it's a
scratch.
mountain lion or something.
But I just want to say, I hope that cut doesn't get infected because I'd hate for her to come down with cat scratch fever.
Oh.
I don't boom.
Cat scratch fever.
Anyway, so Tori's dad follows the meowing sound into an old hollowed out log, and he just blindly reaches into this thing
He's
to
just
try
like,
to get the
oh,
cat.
it's got to be a cat, and he just reaches right in,
Right in, and
No.
Leppy just bites his fucking hand, And it's a huge bite. I mean, this is like something you see in like a zombie movie. It's like a zombie bite on this thing.
It's a proper bite.
Yeah, and that's going to need stitches.
To again, they all react. The cat.
Cats.
The cat.
Yeah.
Bit me.
Again, this would be a big-ass fucking cat to make a bite like that.
So there's no red flags going off.
No.
Whatsoever.
Everybody's just like, oh, just bad luck, unfortunate. Just feral cat.
It's a random day.
So Ozzy and Alex return, and they all pile into the truck to take the father to the hospital.
And before the truck starts, there's a little bit of engine trouble.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They won't start, so Alex has to hop out to fix the distributor cap.
Which involves just wiggling.
Yeah.
Some wires.
And it starts right up, and then they race off to the hospital. Now, Leppy waddles his way into the barn, and he comes out riding a tricycle, chasing after them, which we saw that same thing in Stitches the Clown. He rode a tricycle after the
That's true.
The kids.
That's true. We're going way back there.
Yeah. Origin story.
Yeah.
So once he arrived at the hospital, Nathan tells Oz and Alex, basically, go get something to eat because this is probably going to take a while. So Alex uses this as their chance to have the coin looked at, and they go to the local coin/collectible shop.
Yeah.
Which is run by like fat lumberjack.
Yeah, he's just some dude. You know, he's just some dude.
And the shopkeeper tells him that, it could be worth $500 or even more. It could be priceless.
Yeah, depending on historical. He's looking at the gold. He's like, if this is solid, pure gold, it's worth $500.
Yeah.
If it does have historical value because these markings are very unique, I don't know what they are, it could technically be priceless. So it's very interesting. So it's like, ooh, okay, maybe there's a little story behind the gold.
No, you never find out.
All right. It was a little hint of intrigue, a little lob, swing and a miss.
Yeah. So he asked to keep the gold overnight to examine it further.
Mm-hmm. Gives him a receipt.
Yeah, he's like, all right, they agree to that. Alex and Ozzy leave the shop. The shopkeeper goes and gets this large prop, it's so fake, but this large old book that is basically old,
trying to match at the coin,
antique coins. And he's looking through it, and he starts hearing the sound of a bike bell ringing.
Yeah.
And after seeing nothing, he goes back to put the coin in the safe.
Big safe, like
huge, like old safe, and a tricycle comes out of nowhere and kind of bumps into him.
And this again drives me insane.
Yeah, he looks around, seeing that there's nothing wrong, and he goes,
"This is his shop."
Yeah,
he just had his customers leave. There's no one there.
Exactly.
He hears a weird bike ringing. He doesn't really seem too concerned. He goes over. A tricycle comes out of nowhere, and bumps into him.
I know.
And he just kind of stands up, looks to the left, looks to the right, back to there's a goddamn tricycle in the God damn it! That doesn't make any. What is?
Unless, like, for some reason, maybe backstory, maybe the collectible shop's haunted, and he's used to the ghost is pushing shit around.
Random things that come out of.
I know it's retarded. It's Ozzy. It's retarded. And so he goes back to opening the safe, and he opens the safe. And Leppy leaps out of the safe at him.
Jumps out of the safe.
Wants his coin back. And he kills the shopkeeper by bouncing on him with a pogo stick.
So,
a fucking pogo stick.
The whole time, I'm looking at this, and Warwick Davis is, if at best, 3 feet tall. Okay? One good swift kick, he can maybe back up. But regardless, he bites the guy's arm. He bites his arm, and the shopkeeper falls down, basically paralyzed after that.
Yeah.
What? So
I agree.
Yeah.
He
gets the coin back, and then he grabs a pogo stick, hops over, and starts jumping and crushing his body.
Yeah, like right in the rib cage.
It's pretty bloody.
Yeah, puncturing him with the pogo stick.
Yeah.
So after he kills...
So that's our first kill.
It's technically the wife is the first.
The wife is her.
Yeah.
It's our first leprechaun on person kill.
Yeah.
She fell.
Yeah, she fell. So after he kills the shopkeeper, Leppy starts shining his shoes, the shopkeeper's shoes, picks up his coin, and then he finds a pedal car.
Oh, yeah.
And
he seems pumped.
And he's like, oh, yeah.
And my lucky day.
You get a really quick scene of Nathan and Tori they're eating in a diner, eating, drinking, talking. And Leppy then is seen driving the pedal car down the road like a roadster
with headlights,
and everything. And the car is overflowing with toys. It looks more like Santa's sleigh than
Right.
the car because there's so many toys in the back. And Leppy goes speeding past the cop, drinking coffee in his squad car, and the cop gives chase, pulls Leppy over.
And right off the bat, the cop's being a dick.
Yeah, but also actually not at all surprised to see a monstrous leprechaun driving a toy car.
He's just like, where you
"And
going there, buddy? Aren't you a little young to be
out
on the
this-
road?
Aren't you a little young to be out this late? Why don't you take out that mask off, kid?" Like, really? What? Like, no Power Wheels car where, like,
such a bizarre approach.
yeah. It's so retarded. It's
pretty bad.
It's ridiculous. So
Because and the leprechaun seems pissed
Yeah.
that he got pulled over.
Yeah.
Like he's like, how
dare you pull me over?"
Yeah, he's just like complaining that he's getting pulled over. This scene is so
Nothing
stupid.
makes
This
sense.
Is so stupid.
So Leppy basically grabs the cop's face,
Yeah,
digging his claws into the face.
There's blood, a lot of blood,
Yeah.
and he's
and then
screaming
he
and
tosses his gun away.
Yeah, Leppy then grabs his gun, looks at it, and goes, and just
tosses
tosses it.
And back at the diner, Tori is complaining about the food and the lack of Avion water in this town.
Which we are drinking
We
here
are
at
drinking
Horrible
Avion.
Horrible Podcast Studios in Swansea, Illinois.
Sponsored by Avion. Not really, but anyway,
We're drinking it.
We're drinking it. So it goes back to the cop who's running through the woods now, being chased by Leppy. And
So
I just
okay,
thought
let's go back really quick when she's bitching about the food and stuff.
Okay, go ahead.
I actually kind of like this scene.
Okay, go ahead.
He's like, you're a little too skinny. I need you to eat. How about you eat? I got some meatloaf. I'm eating some. And she's like, no, I'm not gonna eat here. It's disgusting. I want a watercress salad and Avion water. And because I'm a vegetarian, he goes, oh, you're a vegetarian. I think it's absolutely disgusting to kill an animal for your own needs. And he
she
stops.
doesn't say on these, but he's like,
Essentially, it's what she
like,
says.
Eat dead cow. I won't kill.
Essentially,
Yeah.
that's what she says. Because he reaches underneath, grabs her LA Gear shoe off, and it's like, leather. You see that? Fucking leather. You kill that animal for your own needs. Yes! That's the argument I always get to vegetarians and vegans who always bitch about, well, it's unethical. I don't want to hurt animals. Well, it's like, well, do you
You're
have a
wearing
leather
shoes?
jacket? Do you have leather on? Do you have a pet? Because guess what? You're feeding pets dead animals too. We eat animals. That's nature. God damn it. I'm off my soapbox.
All right.
Go on.
So all I want at this point, this is like such a pussy cop.
Yeah.
He first of all, like, why would a cop run and not try to fight back, or
Sure.
try to arrest Leppy for one, assaulting an officer,
Sure. Okay.
taking an officer's gun, and speeding. But
and speeding.
and speed, but he's running away. He still has his nightstick, but instead he runs like a little bitch.
Yeah, he doesn't run to a squad
That's what
car.
I'm saying. He runs into the woods.
He doesn't
not
run
to his car.
He doesn't go to a squad car,
to
call for help,
backup.
or grab the fucking shotgun.
the
that's
12
usually,
gauge. It's,
Yeah.
exactly. It's usually in every cop movie, in every movie.
Yeah, and you see him in cop cars all the time. I mean, he's just not going. He just runs in the woods randomly, like a little bitch.
I fucking hate this cop. Like, he is so dumb.
So he's being chased by the leprechaun through the
And
woods.
He finds Leppy's hat on the ground and decides to pick it up. And this is when Leppy starts playing like a modified whack-a-mole game.
Yeah,
because instead of popping up from holes in the ground, he's popping up from behind different trees.
So he's
in the
teleporting
woods.
back and forth between trees.
Yeah.
Like, I'm over here. I'm over here.
And
Yeah.
so in a moment,
And this drives the cop to a
of utter fucking brilliance.
Yeah.
The cop throws his only remaining weapon, the nightstick, at a random tree and runs the opposite direction.
And the cop just seems to be getting so flustered, going, there's, leprechauns popping up, throwing away the nightstick, and then then Leppy runs away, and he goes, oh, thank God. He's out of breath.
Yeah.
He's exhausted.
He
collapses
up against
a
a tree,
tree.
slides to the
What
ground.
a pussy.
And Leppy then just falls from the branches onto the cop's shoulders, for like death from above style, and
Yeah.
just breaks the cop's neck.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which Leppy then starts playing with his head.
yeah,
Just kind of funny.
oh god, I don't understand why any cop would run. They're trained not like. I don't think if I saw was being attacked by like a little leprechaun, I don't think I'd run. Like, even if it's a magical creature and he still kills me, I don't think I'm gonna run like a bitch. I'm gonna think, okay, it's just a little person. Let me just punt him like a football.
Well, we've got balls here in Horror Studios.
Do something. Even if it turns, oh shit, he's a magical leprechaun and he still kills me. At least I'm not like, I'm gonna at least think that I can take this thing and not run away screaming like a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, the guy doesn't have, the strength of Kerry Von Erich and the Iron Claw. Bam! He doesn't have that. I mean, he grabbed his face. He's got, long fingernails.
Yeah.
I think I'd be able to pull back. Sure, I might get cut up, but I'm like, oh, god damn it.
He's like 3 feet tall, weighs what, 40 pounds maybe? Who knows?
let's
mean, nobody ever punches a leprechaun. Nobody knocks him away. Nobody uses any brute force on this thing ever, and it would be so easy to overpower this thing, but nobody does. All right. So we're back at the diner where Tori is telling Nathan that she's a vegetarian and all that we already talked about. And Ozzy and Alex come in, they join them in. Now, Leppy is searching back at the house, searching Tori's house, looking for his gold.
He's gone back to the house. He's looking for gold. Where's me gold?
And he's running through the kitchen cabinet, and he finds a generic box of Lucky Charms cereal, eats a handful, and tosses. So they have to have that.
Eats a handful, goes, pah! Right on, Leppy. I'm the same way. That shit sucked.
So while he's looking around, he finds
Captain Crunch for
all
life.
these shoes in the house, and he starts cleaning each and every shoe on the kitchen table.
Yeah, so this is the situation. He's tearing apart just the kitchen, and then he comes across some shoes. Whereas he feels the irresistible urge to polish them and make them look as nice and neat as possible.
Mm-hmm.
He has a whole kitchen table full of shoes that he's cleaned.
Yeah, so the group gets back, and he finds it all messed up and trashed.
So they come in and like, oh no, man, the place has been trashed.
And all the shoes are on the kitchen table and freshly cleaned.
Yeah, and you know what they chalk it up to?
A fucking bear.
A bear. So a bear has somehow opened the door, come in very gently and gingerly, mildly trashed the kitchen. The kitchen's not even that fucked up, honestly.
No, it's just cereal boxes on the floor.
It's messy. Sure, they kind of took some dry food items.
It would take like 5 minutes to clean with a broom, and that's it.
Yeah. And then the bear also decided to get the shoes out, polish them, put them on the table, and then call it a day. Again, leaving gingerly.
Yep.
Not smashing any windows.
Close the door behind him and just head on out.
And that's the logic behind it.
Yep.
Oh, must have been a bear.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
My God. I mean, I'm having so many... Their fucking IQs have got to be in the goddamn toilet.
I guess the public schools in North Dakota are not very good.
But I mean, the wherewithal about any sort of evidence of what you're saying is the excuse and the rationale behind what's happening and the actual evidence displayed to you.
Yeah, there's no connecting of the dots. It's like,
none.
There's a dot, I'm going to leap over all logic and just
Right.
jump to that dot. Like, there's no connecting things here.
Like, I could have maybe excused the crate where Leprechaun first burst out and got out. I could maybe excuse that. But once the rainbow appeared and they're like, oh, rainbow, that's it.
So in this, Ozzy takes his time. He tried to convince him of the leprechaun again. And time passes as they clean the house. And they start hearing a bike bell ringing again. But, it's just Ozzy this time ringing a bike bell.
For a split second, I thought to myself, because I saw this movie in the theater when I was a kid.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it was like one of the first rated R movies I think I got into. I like snuck into it. I don't remember how I got into it.
I forgot to look if this is even rated R or not. I'd be surprised if it is.
I think it is because I think it was violence because there's a few gory scenes.
Maybe for 93, but I don't think by any means this would be rated R anymore.
It's funny, but I was trying to remember when I heard the bell ring. I was like, if that fucking leprechaun comes out with that bicycle, I'm just going to be pissed because he left that at the coin dealer. But it was Ozzy.
Yeah.
So.
And so Nathan says he's going to go find the bedrooms and figure out where they're going to stay tonight. Which, now, I have a problem with this. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
These guys are fucking house painters. Why in the fuck would they be staying the night at this house?
With her dad in the hospital. And she's like, what's going on?
They should be going to their own homes, which they've been living in all the years.
They live in town.
Yeah. And Tori's letting 3 people she just met hours ago sleep over. This is insane. This is how date rape, this is how murders happen.
That's the real horror.
Yeah.
That's the real fucking story right there.
Yeah.
What would have happened? What would have happened if Leprechaun wasn't even in this situation?
A kid, a retard, and 20-year-old horny guy.
Dreamboat, but he's got a dark past.
He's
Marshall.
got a dark past.
He's got a dark past. Why does he paint these houses? He can do a lot of things, but why is he driving around? He's only making money.
That's his cover. He uses to paint houses to figure out who's home alone and who's not. And then
that's what he does.
He breaks in because he knows what's going on.
He doesn't have a bank account. He makes all his money in cash. He keeps it on the low.
Yeah.
That's the story. Three guys who
Make
paint
that movie.
Three guys who paint. Dun dun dun. That's the movie.
So again, they hear the bell ringing, but this time it's not Ozzy. Nathan follows the sound to the kitchen and then leaves him outside. And outside, he trips over a bucket. And his leg falls into a bear trap,
which is about the size of my hand.
Which is just conveniently there.
I think call it a bear trap is to be generous. This might catch a dog. I think if a bear got that on his foot, be like, just shake it off. Still, he got caught by a trap.
Yeah, Leppy runs out and tries to cut off Nathan's leg.
When he tripped over that bucket, it was the stupidest looking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it was the worst. It was like worse than a pratfall.
Yeah,
pratfalls are better. Comedic pratfalls are better.
So he ends up fighting Leppy off with a flashlight.
Yeah.
And
so he's going, fisticuffs with Leppy.
Yeah.
And he's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
He's smacking him around, keeping him off balance, as you would.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hearing the commotion, everyone comes rushing out.
And everyone just starts wailing on Leppy.
Yeah. And they finally
even Jennifer Aniston grabs a stick and starts whacking him.
Mm-hmm. Tori tells Ozzy to go call the cops while the rest
grabs a stick and starts whacking him. Grabs a stick. Come on. That was dumb. That was dumb. All right, but I don't care.
Okay. Ozzy goes in to call the cops while the rest of them try to fend off Leppy. And the cops at the station, they don't believe Ozzy because apparently he has a history of calling in crazy
Ozzy
things.
Calls up. He's like, send the National Guard, send the Navy, send the Army, send everyone, send the medicine. There's a leprechaun here. He's hurting us.
This is very much like Chunk from the Goonies, who he called right, just like he called the time when Michael Jackson was at the pizza parlor. No, he was.
Yeah.
So Alex then runs off to get a shotgun. He gives it to Nathan. Nathan shoots Leppy, blasting him back into a bush.
He shoots Leppy. He's probably what, 2 feet away from Leppy? Pretty close to point blank.
Pretty much point blank.
About as close to point blank as you can get than just
with a pump action shotgun.
And shoots him, and he flies back about what, 2 feet?
It's 3 feet maybe.
No, you think he just fucking explode?
Yeah, you would think so.
Rip to shreds.
No. Tori frees his leg. And then they starts blindly shooting into the bush.
But this is the thing. Another thing that bothers me. He shoots him into a small bush.
A very
it's
small
a small bush, which has a 360-degree perimeter you can walk around.
Yeah.
You can walk around this bush and look for him.
Yeah.
But he pumps 6 shots.
Yeah, he
blindly
into
the bush.
And when he does circle around to find after he's out of ammo, Leppy's gone, nowhere to be seen.
They can't find him, so he goes, well, I guess I got him. Does that mean that your shotgun just pulverized him into such teeny tiny bits that he is now
evaporated?
Gone?
So they get Nathan back into the house, and now they find out the phones are dead. And so they get Nathan into the truck, so they're going to take him to the hospital. But now the truck won't start again. So Alex once again gets out to go fix it. But when he pops the hood open, Leppy pops up with cables in his mouth.
He's chomping up the cables.
Yeah. Alex dashes back into the cab while Leppy's trying to get in. He smashes through the windshield, crawls on top of Ozzy, bites into his ear. Tori burns Leppy on the nose
with a cigarette lighter.
With the cigarette lighter, causing him to recoil in pain and run into the barn.
At this point, they're all still just sitting in the truck.
Yeah.
They're not trying to get out or do anything or run for the fucking Jeep.
No.
Whatever.
No. But now Leppy, he crashes through the darn boards.
You hear him tinkering. Tinkering.
Welding. He's like welding or something.
Yeah, he's like tinkering. You hear hammering, welding, all kinds of tool noises. And he comes out in like a little roadster.
He comes out in this mini car.
It's like a mini roadster
something you see in Mad Max movie
with a pitchfork on the end of it.
It's like made of kegs or something, and it's like a pitchfork in front. It looks like a Mad Max car for a midget.
Yeah.
And he rams the mini car into the truck, which causes the truck to flip over and roll over
360 degrees.
Yeah.
Starts on its wheel, flips it, rolls it over, back onto the wheels again. I mean, fucks this truck
up.
And this thing is tiny.
Yeah.
It's You remember Power Wheels?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Bigfoot Power Wheels are about this. It's about that size. Maybe a little longer, but that's what the size is.
What in the fuck?
Um, so let me go.
That's what I wrote. I said, "What the fuck?"
The group basically he checks the cab. He opens the door. Everybody in the truck's gone. So they just got their asses rolled violently in the truck, and they
very
all
violently
get out scratch free.
No one's wearing a seatbelt.
No one's hurt.
Stuff's already broken. Windshields are already broken. Things. The truck is already compromised. Rolls over. But they had the wherewithal, and they're injury-free, to escape and hide behind a log, like 5 feet away.
Yeah, but basically, they all make a run for the house with Leppy's close on their heels, and Leppy gets his hand cut off when the front door is slammed closed on it and it's cut off at the wrist.
What is that made of? Adamantium? How to cut off his hand? That doesn't make any sense. Have you had your hand slammed on the door before? Sure you have. Everyone's had their hand, like some point or other. Yeah, you might even get a broken finger. You're not going to cut your goddamn hand off.
Well, he was trapped in a crate for 10 years with no milk, so maybe he's got a low calcium.
He may have calcium deficiency. Yeah.
I don't know.
Osteomyelitis. Yeah.
So Tori tried using her portable phone, which is the size of a brick, but now the battery dies.
But she makes contact.
She gets half a call out or so.
She says, "I made contact. They're going to send somebody over."
And the sheriff tells a deputy to go out and check it out. But the deputy on the other side of the radio is Leppy using his voice changing magic again.
So it's the dead cop that he's trying to contact.
Yes. Alex and Ozzy come clean about the bag of gold they found at this point, and they decide to find the gold and give it back to Leppy, hoping it'll get him to go away. Which that's the most sound thing they've done so far.
Sure, like fuck it, let's live.
Yeah,
give him the gold.
Give him the fucking gold. Tori takes a shotgun, heads outside. She goes to the well in the side yard and starts rolling up the wheel and pulls the bucket up, which is holding the bag of gold.
So I find this funny that they send Jennifer Aniston out there by herself.
Well, the capable man is got like really bad leg injury.
Sure.
Then you have a kid, and then you have a retard.
Yeah, but the retard's still a big guy, and he had his ear bitten. His ear.
I think it's just because he's a retard. Like, they treat him like a kid, like he's a second kid. He's the retard, so he can't. He's not capable of doing anything.
He's like 260 pounds.
I know, but I'm just saying. But because he's I swear that's what it is. It's because he's the retard.
Oh, poor Jennifer Aniston.
So she has the bag of gold in her hand, and Leppy magically just teleports next to her. She gives him the bag of gold. Leppy's like, all right, he takes it.
He's pumped. He's like, sweet. Yeah. All right, later.
He gives Tori a kiss, and then she runs back inside, and it cuts to him counting his gold, but he comes up one shy of the 100 he's supposed to have.
They tricked me. They took me gold.
They got me coin.
Yeah.
So he has
Warwick Davis is pissed.
He has to go baback and get it now. And
what a greedy little fuck.
I know, it's one coin. One.
Jesus Christ.
So
let it go.
Alex is seen going to the fridge to get ice for Ozzy's ear, and when he opens the door, just like the safe gag, Leppy leaps out of him, knocking him to the ground.
And you know what? I just go, seen it.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, same thing we've seen before. Nathan runs in, or hobbles in, basically, tosses Leppy off of Alex, and Leppy burns his hand on the stove, which he has to pry off with a spatula. And then he starts hiding in the kitchen cabinets, and it basically becomes another game of whack-a-mole again.
Yeah.
So
I think it's something to do with
same
little
gags,
people.
Yeah,
it's like a little people gag, I guess.
Yeah, but they've used it 2 gags twice now in this movie.
Yeah.
And he gets away somehow, but he comes down to chimney, only to get shot by Nathan like immediately.
Again. With a fucking shotgun.
And again, the body changes locations here between shots, because when he gets shot immediately, he body flies back into the doorway between the room they're in and the next one. But then when it cuts back to him, it's more of an above shot. He's dead center in the room.
That's right.
They move the body into the room.
I didn't catch that.
Oh, at this point, you think he's dead until he pops up and scurries away. And next, he's seen riding a skateboard,
an old school skateboard,
back and forth between.
He's in a hallway.
Yeah.
And at the end of the hallway is another hallway.
It's a T shape.
Yeah, it's a T shape, and he's going back and forth, to which Nathan is shooting and missing.
Every single shot.
Not flying by with great speed. He misses every single shot. And this would also make me. This is where I was just a little upset with the production value.
Okay.
He has a fucking shotgun.
Yeah.
He's shooting and missing.
The walls never get damaged.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's no debris. There's no
buckshot.
no wood, no smoke, no nothing.
Yeah.
Everything. It's just boom. Nothing.
It's like he's shooting a pellet gun or something like that.
Or just total. It's
an air
so
rifle, yeah.
blatantly blanks.
Yeah.
It's painful.
They put very little effort into that.
Yeah.
They next hear Leppy in the basement. So Nathan puts his ear to the floor to try to listen better, like put the ear to the ground, and Leppy bursts through the kitchen floor right next to Nathan, who shoots Leppy again. This guy has
blank, yeah.
endless amounts of ammo.
Yeah.
Even though he never reloads his gun.
No, they showed him reloading once or
twice. Did they?
Yeah.
Okay. So Leppy then he does actually now run back to the basement again, where he uses his magic to make the phone ring. And Tori picks it up and he's like, what? And he talks and she rips the phone off the wall, throws it down, and it rings again. And
so it's ringing again, unconnected. Ooh,
they ripped this right out of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Was it an homage or was it a ripoff?
I don't know, but they stole it because just like the Freddy Krueger bit, the Leppy makes like a small mutant version of his hand.
Whereas
Freddy
wanted to do tongue. He's like,
yeah, he made his tongue come through.
But Leppy doesn't even say anything clever like reach out and touch someone.
Yeah.
Which would have been perfect. Why don't you reach out and touch someone? And the little hand, he's like, do you need a hand? And the little hand comes out.
Exactly.
So I think reach out and touch someone would have been much better. That was the old Yellow Pages.
Yeah, Yellow Pages or AT&T or something like that.
Ask your mom again.
Yeah, ask your mom again. So Ozzy realizes now that he swallowed the last coin that Leppy wants.
He wants my coin. I'm the reason.
And he's like, oh, I have to go out there and I'll...
Ozzy's ready to make the ultimate sacrifice.
And they're like, no. And like, oh, wait, what about Old Man Grady?
What?
What? So, they're like, yeah. They're like, oh, yeah, the man who used to own this house. Turns out he didn't die from a heart attack like it makes it look like he did.
What?
No, he had a stroke instead and is now living in a nursing home down in town.
What? Jesus! I feel like Steve Austin over here.
I know, I was about to say, he's like, what?
This is retarded. So, Grady didn't die in the beginning. He just had a fucking stroke. He's had 10 years. 10 fucking years to take care of the leprechaun, which he has locked in his basement.
Yeah.
He's got 10 fucking years! And he hasn't done a goddamn thing. What a dick.
Exactly.
Oh. Fuck.
So they decide, all right, let's go see him. So they can help. They hope he can help them stop Leppy. So they box up all the shoes they can find. They take the box. They all take the box outside, and Tori heads out to the Jeep. Leppy pops up, and they just start throwing shoes at him. And
over him.
Yeah.
They're throwing shoes beyond him.
At him and over him. And Leppy cannot resist these shoes. He's got to start cleaning them.
He's like, oh my goodness,
it's OCD. It's OCD.
Yeah, he is a bad OCD.
Yeah.
He's got to clean those shoes.
He can't focus on killing them until he cleans each and every shoe.
He can't do anything.
So
they're throwing. It's pretty funny because they did chuck a few of those shoes pretty far out there. Poor Warwick Davis. He's got these teeny tiny little legs.
Yeah,
and he's running down a hill. He almost bit it a couple times.
So, Tori uses distraction to get in the Jeep. It starts up. She drives away. Ozzy and Nathan run back into the house. Leppy dons a pair of roller skates and skates after the Jeep.
He's skitching.
It is skitching.
Yeah.
I remember that video game.
It's some pretty ballsy skitching.
Sega Genesis,
man. Yeah. I did some skitching on my skateboard. I would never do it. Never do it in fucking roller skates. That's some balls.
Oh, you Marty McFly'd it, huh?
Yeah, I did.
I
did.
So Tori arrives at the nurse home. She sneaks past a sleeping security guard, which I don't understand this either. I'm like, why even sneak around? Hell, get this guy to help you. Where's this guy at? Say it's an emergency.
Yeah.
But I guess she's really worried about those fucking visiting hours for some reason because, goddamn, why sneak past this thing?
Wait, be really quiet. There's a sleeping guard. It's a movie cliche.
Yeah.
Shh. Oh.
So anyway, she finds O'Grady's room
Dude,
number.
this is not the only movie we've had shitty, sleepy security guards.
Or every movie has shitty cops or guards.
Yeah.
They're just a joke in these movies.
Ugh.
And she makes her way to his room. She finds the room. She goes and she finds O'Grady sitting in a wheelchair looking out the window. And she tells him it's out.
It's out.
It's
she,
out.
She doesn't say anything. She just goes,
it's
O'Grady,
out.
it's out. And he knows exactly what she's talking about.
Yeah. And she's approaching from behind. And O'Grady tells her that there's only one way to stop it, to kill it. But I'll never tell you. And he turns the wheelchair around, and it's Leppy dressed as O'Grady. Tori runs out of the room, and Leppy wheels after her magically fast. Just cartoon gag. Just like
it's sped up.
Yeah, they sped up the footage.
They speed up the footage. And there's one of my favorite scenes. He's so small. He's such a small man.
Yeah.
And he's in this adult-sized wheelchair with a cushion underneath so it makes him higher up so he can use the wheels. So he's wheeling his fucking little ass down. And in the middle of him wheeling, he throws off his costume, almost wrecks it, but still gets back in control, puts his hat back on. He changed his costume mid-roll. It's good job. Good job.
So Tori, she makes it to an elevator. The doors close. Rise Leppy crashes into the doors. And then
you hear a comical crash.
Yeah, it's like plate sharing in the background.
Yeah.
You might
hear the tires screeching.
Like a hubcap rolling around or something.
Comical.
Yeah. And then the real O'Grady crashes through the ceiling of the elevator, covered in blood.
How?
Exactly.
Did someone throw him?
Yeah.
What happened?
He fell from the top of the shaft or something. I don't know.
Shit.
So
how tall is this building? I thought it was one story.
I'm guessing it was at least two, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that's a good point. Like, how tall
I think it was a one-story building.
And even he was on even the body was just on top of the elevator. It wouldn't come crashing through unless it like fell from the.
Yeah, it had to be a pretty big drop.
Yeah. Basically, he tells her that she has to find a freshly plucked 4-leaf clover from the clover patch and put it on his body. That's the only way to stop him. So she races back to the house in her Jeep while Leppy chases after her in the wheelchair again.
Yeah, he's not roller skating. He's not tricycling. He's not car pedaling.
No, he's
now in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
this guy has lots of modes of transportation.
He's got some good arm cardio though, man.
Yeah, he's pretty ripped.
And once she gets back, she pulls up, she hops out of the Jeep and starts looking for this 4-leaf clover in this tiny patch of green grass by the tree.
It's about the size of a small kitchen table.
Yeah.
And it's the greenest goddamn thing you've ever seen on your life.
So fakely green grass.
It's such, like, the characters, like the actors and actresses' hands, when they're digging through, you can see the green on their hands because the light is shining so, like, it's just a bad effect.
Yeah, it's
horrible.
bad. Like, the grass looks
it's
so unnatural.
so crazy.
But Leppy shows up, chases her off. She runs away. She finds a deputy's car. She gets in the car, but she finds a deputy's dead body in the passenger seat. She turns to get out, but Leppy's there.
He's right there at the door, ready to come in.
So she grabs the nightstick, which is magically back on his body, even though he threw it away earlier.
Yeah, no, nightstick's back.
And jams it into Leppy's eye, and Leppy is pissed. He rips off the car door.
Yeah, he all of a sudden has superhuman strength.
Like Hulk strength, just rips the car door off the door.
Breaks
off
the nightstick out of his eye.
Yeah, he pulls it out. Tori crawls into the backseat while Leppy rips out one of the deputy's eyes to replace his now missing one, pops it into his orbital socket.
An eye for an eye.
Yep. And then he's out of nowhere. He suddenly gets shot by Nathan, who is now showing up along with Ozzy, and the three of them rush off to look for the 4-leaf clover again.
Yeah. So they shot him again. How many times has this motherfucker been shot with a shotgun?
I've lost count. Like it's like just like in like Terminator amount of like bullet wounds this thing's taking.
So basically, we found out a way to slow him down, and he's out. He's down. Like when they shoot him with the shotgun, he's down.
Yeah, he's down
for what, 5 minutes usually. About that, maybe give or take.
Give or take. It varies every time, but
no one takes any initiative and just maybe keep going, keep shooting,
stomp his head in. Cut his head off? I don't do something.
Putting a bucket over him? Something? Put a brick on top of the bucket? You know, he's a midget. I mean, come on. So, anyway.
So meanwhile, Alex picks up the bear trap from earlier and runs into the barn to try to set a trap.
This kid's talking to himself the whole time.
Yeah.
This creeped me out.
But I don't understand, one, why do you pick up the bear trap in the first, and two, if you're going to reuse it, why take it into the barn where nobody has gone this entire movie?
He's a dipshit kid, that's all.
Except for Leprechaun. And it's like, anyway, but Leppy's watching him from high up on a support beam. And Tori, at her wit's end, she just snaps. She gives up, saying that they're never going to file leave Clover. It's over. And Ozzy just says, no, you just have to believe.
You gotta believe.
You gotta believe in magic and fairies and tooth fairy, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Unicorns out my ass and stuff. So sarcastically, she's like, fine, I believe. And apparently that is enough.
So all you need to be is sarcastic and bitchy, and you'll find the answer to your riddle.
Her fist begins to glow yellow, and when she opens up her hand, she's holding a glowing four-leaf clover.
It's like a spotlight from above.
It is. It's like heaven shines down.
It's like this small spotlight,
heaven
but strong enough.
Light on me.
Yeah, she opens her hand, and the four-leaf clover goes making these weird noises.
I was gonna say, this is the most non-picky magic I've ever seen in a movie. I mean, it's like, fine, I believe, goddamn. Well, okay, here you go.
You are rewarded.
Yeah. Don't really have to believe or try hard. Just sarcastically say, like, yeah, fine. There you go.
It's like most Christians I know.
So back in the barn, Alex gets grabbed by Leppy, who knocks him down, and he's trying to put Alex's head in the bear trap.
Which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome.
I was thinking, ooh.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
I want to see that kid get his head smashed by a bear trap.
I do too.
Yes. That kid's fucking annoying.
He is fucking annoying. He's like this kid who acts like he's an adult the whole time and let's talk about the scene when Ozzy's like, how do you kill him? Like, oh, how I kill him? I pull out a 357 Magnum, hold it up to his little temple, and bang, blood and gut. He's acting like he's the toughest kid from the streets. He's from some farm buckfuck town in North Dakota.
And he's a dick. He shoots
is a dick.
Ozzy with slingshots. The local retard with slingshots and teases him about being stupid. Like, oh, what's that on your shirt? Oh, gotcha.
Gotcha, no. Yeah.
Guy's a dick.
Yeah.
Kid's a dick.
Anyway, Ozzy runs in to save Alex, and he's telling Leppy that I have the gold coin, I swallowed it. So Leppy chases after Ozzy and kicks Nathan in the leg as he runs by him. Saying,
I do like
how's
that.
the leg?
Yeah.
Nathan collapses to the ground in pain, and I said, what a dick move. But so far to me, this was the best part of the movie.
It was really good. I did like that, because Ozzy goes running for it, and the Leprechaun runs by everyone. No one trying to stop it, but
Nope.
Leprechaun kicks him in the leg. And I'm like, yes.
How's the leg?
Yeah, I did
was
like that.
What is a dick move? But I love that. That is my favorite part of this whole movie.
So again, another unbelievable moment. You have Ozzy, who's got to be about 260.
Yeah, and Leppy tackles Ozzy.
Takes him
down like Ray fucking Lewis or something, and starts slashing at his face, and he's cutting him up pretty badly.
He takes a buckle off his shoe and
that's right. That's what it is.
Starts carving up Ozzy.
Yeah, I forgot about.
It's pretty bloody.
No, yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. And I just totally missed something in my notes. Let me go back.
He's carving him up, and that's when the little kid shows up.
Alex comes around the corner, rolls the four-leaf clover up in a ball along the piece of gum he was chewing.
He sticks the four-leaf clover onto his bubble gum.
And he wraps it up.
Pulls out his slingshot.
Bart Simpson style is this motherfucker. And he pulls back and says, fuck you, Lucky Charms. Fires a slingshot.
Into the Leprechaun's mouth.
Right into the mouth. Right down the gullet. Bullseye.
Like bullseye shot.
Yeah. Which, again, bullshit. But anyway. Leppy begins to convulse and
choke
spasm.
And spasm.
And he starts to melt away like the Wicked Witch. And magical energy is kind of like flying around him.
It's kind of a cool looking. It's kind of cool looking.
For 93, it wasn't. Yeah, it's pretty good. And his melted and bloody body falls down the well. But as the group begins to take rest and take a breath, old Leppy, or whatever's left of him, begins to climb out of the well again, saying, I want me gold! So Nathan just knocks him back down with the butt of the shotgun.
Whack!
Gets the gas can from a Jeep and
pours 5 gallons of gasoline.
Lights a match and drops it down. And the well fucking explodes like he dropped C4 down it. It would just set on fire. It would goddamn explode.
It's like a powder keg.
Yeah. It is huge. And we fade away to the next morning. The cops have finally arrived at the house. The well is on fire, but you can clearly see that it's not a well. It's just a fire with a ring of stones around it.
Shh! Don't tell anybody, Marshall.
That was a bad camera angle for that one.
Quiet. Don't tell anybody.
However, when the camera does a zooming in aerial shot of it, you can now you can't see a hole in the ground. So there's like different locations for this, and the fire's burning around this hole in the ground. And we hear Leppy's voice say, "I'll not rest till I have me gold. Curse this well that me soul shall dwell. Till I find me magic that breaks me spell." Fade to black. Roll credits. That's Leprechaun.
Get to be the Leprechaun there. Cheers to ya. Here's your raise your glasses of Jamie, your Guinness, what have you. Good to ya.
So.
Oh, God.
Whew. Leprechaun.
Oof.
Moving into favorite kills.
There can be only one. Favorite kill.
Aaron, what you got this week?
Favorite kill.
There's only like 4 in this whole
There's
movie.
not a lot of kills in this movie,
No.
and honestly, they're not that great. So my favorite kill is Leprechaun. That is my favorite kill. I think that was the best.
Which time? Shotgun, melting, explosion in the well.
It would have to be the initial "fuck you, Leprechaun," getting the 4-leaf clover in the mouth, the disintegration of the skin, the weird, like you said, mystical magic melting off of him. It was kind of a cool effect. Falling back into the well, that was my favorite kill.
All right. For me, I'm going. I didn't consider that one because I always think about the victims, not the killer. I'm going. They all suck, but I'm going to probably go with pogo stick.
Yeah, that'd be my number 2.
That's the only other creative one that is. So
never seen anyone kill with a pogo stick before.
Nope, that was the first. All right, so that's that. Moving on to the odds and the ends.
Not only did they watch these films, they researched them too. Ugh, what is wrong with these guys?
Sorry for our ratings. We have IMDb gives it a 4.6 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes it's a 25% on the tomato meter.
It's a little
with a 32% audience score.
Wow, that's pretty close related.
Yeah. And Amazon
3.5?
3.6 out of 5 on Amazon. Plot keywords, there were a bunch, but I just didn't care this time because they're all this.
You're kidding me!
I really did.
Not even 4-leaf clover.
No, that's what I'm saying. There are a bunch, but there was nothing like
that were so interesting.
That was so interesting. There was like 4-leaf clover, Leprechaun, green, kill, pogo stick.
No LA gears.
No LA gear.
That'd be mine.
That would be Well, there you go. Okay,
yeah,
LA gear.
San Francisco 49er hat on a kid's head that's too fucking big. Yeah, how about that?
Dick kid.
Retard. You got any more? How about fish short shorts? Did you notice Jennifer Aniston's short shorts had a small pattern on the bottom of the short shorts? She had like jean short shorts and a small pattern.
Yeah, on the cuff.
They were
cuff.
fish.
They were
fish. They were like tropical fish.
Huh.
How about tropical fish short shorts?
Okay. I know there was a pattern on the shorts.
I'm getting
a little
drunk.
She had like a little something on her black leotard thing she was wearing.
Yeah, wow. Was that a bodysuit?
Yeah, it was a bodysuit.
Do you remember bodysuits?
Of course I meant, yeah.
Dude, did you ever take a bodysuit off a girl? It was so weird.
It is weird.
It's so weird because it's like your hands go down there and it's like,
you have to unsnap it.
What are we doing? And she's like, let me do that. I'm like, I want to do it. Like, so awkward. 93 was so awkward.
It was an awkward time.
That was a very awkward time. Fucking bodysuits.
All right, so moving on to trivia. Obviously, we already covered this. Is Jennifer Aniston's first feature film. It's her film debut. She did some TV stuff and commercials, I think, before this.
I'm kind of curious. Do we know when did Friends come out?
94.
Man, so this is like
the year before Friends.
Hot off the heels of Leprechaun, Jennifer Aniston goes into Friends.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which, speaking of, she actually was originally, they asked her to audition for the role of Monica, Courtney Cox's character, and she's like, "No, I want to do Rachel." And so
she perfected Rachel here. Yeah. She really did.
So here you go. And we talked about the Lucky Charms. There's a whole bit about this Lucky Charm thing. So in the scene where the Leprechaun finds and eats Lucky Charm cereal, the actual Lucky Charm cereal company, I guess General Mills or whatever, originally gave them permission to use the real Lucky Charms. But upon seeing the finished film, the company was displeased and would not allow them to use the scene. The filmmakers had the choice to either cut the scene or to reshoot it, costing them more money. They chose to reshoot it, replacing the brand name with an obvious spoof of the brand name cereal, and made one last additional surprise ending while they were filming. Furious with the cereal company for making them reshoot the scene, they pulled the kid character aside and had him say the new line. It said your luck just ran out, which was the original line. It was "fuck you, Lucky Charms," as a reference to the ordeal with the cereal.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
pretty cool.
really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that a lot because I remember when he was looking through he found the box of should be Lucky Charms.
Yeah,
and it was like green clovers or
Lucky Clovers.
Lucky Clovers.
Yeah, something like that.
Lucky Clovers, and he took a big bite of the cereal and he spit it out.
Yeah.
And you know what? Fuck Lucky Charms. Captain Crunch forever.
According to Warwick Davis, the movie was originally planned as a scary kids film, but the studio thought it worked better as a more adult horror, so inserts were filmed to increase the gore and violence, which, hearing that makes sense to me now.
Big time.
Because I always thought, like, this movie, even if it is rated R, surprised me, because to me, this is like baby's first horror movie.
Right.
It is, if this was done for kids, I would totally make more sense, and I wouldn't be as hard on it if it was, okay, this is like a Goosebumps, like a kid's horror movie, but making it for adult, it just sucks.
Yeah.
It was shot between October of 91 and December of 91, but not released until January of 1993, so that's 2 years before it got released. This was the first film released by Trimark, the company Trimark.
The first?
First film.
The first Trimark film was Leprechaun.
According to this information,
Interesting.
Yeah. Warwick Davis has started to regret making the film, but when many people ended up loving the movie and it spawned 5 sequels, it is now one of his favorite movies. I'm like, well, no shit, it's your favorite movie because it's your cash cow.
Because you fucking made bank, baby.
Yeah, and
you nailed it.
I
made it.
I bet if you asked Vern Troyer what his favorite movie is, Austin
Powers. Yeah.
And if you came to Vern Troyer and said, hey, you want to do an Austin Powers 6? Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Got nothing else to do.
What am I doing? I'm getting drunk and riding around this weird scooter.
Yeah.
We're gonna get midget hate mail.
We probably are.
Oh God.
If they even listen to this.
Yeah.
In the credits give a special thanks to George Lucas and Vice President Dan Quayle, among others.
What?
Yeah, there's a special thanks for Dan Quayle and
I could
George Lucas.
maybe see George Lucas, because I think Warwick Davis was one of the Ewoks.
He was Wicket.
Yeah.
He was the Ewok.
All right, so I get it. Dan Quayle.
Don't know why, but Dan Quayle.
Indiana? Was it filmed in Indiana?
Because he was in North Dakota, I would imagine.
He was a senator from Indiana.
Who fucking knows? The character of Deputy Trippett, who was the pussy one who gets killed, was named after David Trippett, who was the executive producer in charge of the film. And now this one I take it with a grain of salt because I'm not really sure on numbers, but according to this, the video has sold less than 100,000 copies. Like VHS, I guess, at the time. Which is weird because it spawned 5 sequels. So, I don't know. Take it for what it is. That I don't know.
I think it probably had some theatrical success.
Oh, it was in the theaters, but I'm just saying video-wise, it's according to this, it sold less than 100,000. So moving on to the budget game.
Time for Aaron to blow his wad with.
We get to play the budget game.
All right, bring it.
All right, budget for this movie. Aaron, what is your guess?
1991 is when this movie was made. Late 1991. Jeez. First Trimark film. Gonna say a lower budget. Jennifer Aniston was a nobody. There was the biggest star was probably Ozzy.
Chubby. Yeah.
Yeah. And Warwick Davis. Those are probably the biggest stars.
Yeah, but I don't think Warwick Davis has a high price tag.
He asked for a small stipend. He wants a teeny piece of the pie.
How many more?
He wants
How many
something.
more midget jokes can we make today?
Just a little bite.
Yeah, just a little bite of that pie.
Jesus Christ, I'm an asshole. Okay,
It's not even a pie, it's probably a cookie.
$2 million.
Well, you blew your wad this time. The budget, $900,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, you want to go bonus round here for you. Redeem yourself. Want to guess the gross, what it made in theaters?
$8 million.
Holy shit, you're almost right.
Whoa!
It grossed $8,556,940.
Look at that.
There you go.
Look at
Redemption.
that.
Redemption for Aaron.
All right.
All right,
Man, that just came right out of my mouth. 8 million.
yeah, it did. That brings us to 5-star reviews.
These special movies have a place in these special people's hearts. 5-star reviews.
All right, this one's a little lengthy, but it's so fucking ridiculous that I couldn't resist. It's just a custom review from June 5th, 2004. If you like low-budget horror movies, then this is the movie for you. This is the best horror movie I have seen since Halloween 8. If you have not seen it, then this is what it is about. It's about this girl and her dad, and they move into this house, and it's disgusting. Then these painters get there, and one of the painters hears something in a crate down in the basement of the house. So he brushes a four-leaf clover off the crate, and he lets out a killer leprechaun. And the leprechaun threats to bite the painter's ear off if he does not tell him where his gold is. But the painter escapes. Then he and another painter find a bag of gold in a 50s truck. And then the leprechaun goes on a murder spree. The first time I ever saw Leprechaun was one night Leprechaun was on the Sci-Fi Channel. So I asked my mom, my mom asked, "Hey, Tony, want to watch Leprechaun?" So I said, "Okay." And then my uncle gave me a copy on DVD because I told him I wanted to own it. And I also bought a copy on tape too. And I am getting Leprechaun 2 from Netflix.com. But if you have not seen this movie and you want to see its sequel, don't bother with Leprechaun 3. Because me and my uncle are Leprechaun fans, and my uncle said that Leprechaun 3 was stupid and gross because the plot was stupid and it had gross stuff like fingers being cut off. And my uncle said that Leprechaun and Leprechaun 2 were the best ones. But my uncle remembers little about Leprechaun 2, but I think he's seen Leprechaun 4 in space. Yet. And don't bother with Leprechaun in the Hood or Leprechaun Back to the Hood because my uncle says it's the same as Leprechaun 3. So if you haven't seen this film, make sure you get it from here because it's a good film. But as I said, don't bother with Leprechaun 3, Leprechaun in the Hood, and Leprechaun Back to the Hood. 5 stars.
Whoa! What the fuck was that? What happened to my ears? Who wrote that?
I know! I love it. It's like, what are you saying?
What was that? Who wrote that again?
It just says a customer from June 5th, 2004, but his name's Tony, so we know
Tony,
that.
baby. Oh, if you hear this, I applaud you. That was
epic.
Insane rambling.
That was epic rant.
Oh, my uncle. Oh my God.
Okay, so
wow. I don't think we should follow up with any. Like, that's it. That's the best 5-star review I think I've ever heard.
I should have saved that for last.
That was the best.
I really should have, because there's other ones, but okay. I'm gonna finish these off.
All right.
Kids Review 2001. This is one of Jennifer Aniston's best work. Though she has done better in Friends as Rachel Green, she is now pregnant and married to Brad Pitt. The movie is recommended. Outrageously funny and scary. I honestly think Little Green Horror is scary, though the rest of the sequels aren't as good. 1, Jennifer Aniston is my favorite heroine. 5 stars.
Someone's a Jennifer Aniston fan.
And first of all, she was never pregnant. She's never had any kids. Get your facts right, kid.
Yeah, Kids Review.
Never had kids with Brad Pitt.
Dipshit.
Anyway, Carl Mayer. Leprechaun is a doubt the greatest movie ever made. 5 stars. Oh, is with a doubt the greatest movie ever made. Misspelled doubt.
With a doubt?
It's supposed to be without a doubt.
But it's with a doubt.
It's with a doubt, and misspelled doubt. It's drought or something. Doubt.
What a dipshit.
Yeah. Rancor 13. The bane of my childhood fears. 5 stars.
So this guy was spooked as a child.
I guess.
I mean, I can maybe see that, especially if it was originally released as a, like you said, baby's first horror movie.
Baby's first horror movie. Big Blue. I remember days when a no-need little person without a toothbrush would scare me. This cinematic great really holds up today, especially the wardrobe. I like the fact that they aren't afraid to torment a child and a mentally challenged painter. They don't quite make them like they used to. 5 stars.
I like that review. That's pretty good.
Last one, Thomas Henry. I will be getting this on Blu-ray because these movies are awesome. I think Warwick Davis did a good job playing the villain because he played in Willow and Return of the Jedi. 5 stars. He plays a good villain just because he happened to play.
I like Willow.
A walking teddy bear in Willow.
Return of the Jedi. So 5 stars.
5 stars.
Wow.
That's it. All right. Final thoughts. Final reviews. Aaron, what's your closing remarks on this?
So, Leprechaun holds a small place in my heart because this is actually the movie I think I saw when I realized that horror movies
Suck.
really need to step up their game sometimes. I mean, I used to watch Nightmare on Elm Street, be scared. Friday 13th, be scared. Halloween, be scared. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, be scared. I mean, here and there. And then I came across Leprechaun, and I was like, oh, it's going to be a fucking scary movie. And I was like 13 at the time. And yeah, it didn't really scare me. And I joked about it, laughed about it. It was kind of like my coming of age. Like, I became an adult after watching this and saying, ha ha ha, ha what a silly film.
Yeah.
But
Excuse me.
at the end of the day, if I was going to watch again, I still was kind of entertained. I'd say So Bad It's Good.
So Bad is good. I'm kind of right there with you on a lot of things. Like, I agree. Like, when I first saw this, I didn't see it in the theater like you said you did. But obviously before this, we've seen Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday 13th movies, Halloween movies, and then when I saw this, I had the same thing. Like, oh, this would be kind of cool. Like, this was like, oh, this is a neat take. Like a killer leprechaun. This could be really cool. And when I did see it, I was like, this fucking sucks. Like, they just took what could have been like kind of a cool idea and just ruined it. And not only now, hearing it when I did research that they were making a kids movie, if that's what it was, I would say So Bad It's Good. Because in that context, it would work.
As babies' first horror
And even
movies.
now, this can be baby's first horror movie because there's no cursing, there's no tits, there's no sex, there's very minimal violence
There's
and
a
blood.
little, there's some cursing, not a lot.
I don't remember a whole lot.
Fuck you,
fuck you!
Leprechaun,
At the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Um.
And you know what? Kids need to hear F-bombs.
Yeah. But at the same time, I don't know. Don't know if I'm gonna say So Bad It's Scary or So Bad It's Good. But it's
So
I don't
bad
know.
it's okay.
So bad it is what it is. Like, I don't know if I'd recommend watching it watch it for Jennifer Aniston to see where she gets to start, a young, pretty Jennifer Aniston. But fuck it.
You're having a hard
I
time
am.
here.
I really don't know. I hate this movie.
But you kind of love it.
No, I know. I'm gonna say So Bad It's Scary.
Okay.
If you really want to watch, I'm gonna say the only redeeming factor is Jennifer Aniston, seeing where she gets to start. Other than that, I'm saying scary because it could have been so much better. They could have even a few more kills, a little more gore. I would erase all the childishness of the gags and the jokes if they would have been a little more. If there was a higher body count and more creative, might be able to overlook it. But for me, I'm saying So Bad It's Scary.
Yeah.
So boom.
All right.
There it is.
So I'm So Bad It's Good. Marshall's So Bad It's Scary.
Yep. All right. That does it for us this week. Remember, check us out on our Facebook page. You can send us comments and requests. Follow our Horrible Horror March Movie Madness as well there. Check out our website, horriblehorrorpodcast.com. You can check us out on Twitter at So Bad It's Scary. We're also on Instagram at Horrible Horror Podcast with underscores between the words. You can download and listen to us from Podbean at horriblehorror.podbean.com. And check us out, subscribe to us, like us, and 5-star us on iTunes. All of it's 100% free to you. Any other closing statements, Aaron?
Happy St. Patty's Day. Go out and have some corned beef and cabbage and drink some Guinness and some Jameson and get fucking drunk and have a good time. Watch out for a leprechaun. Throw your shoes away.
I guess that'll do it for us for Moon Goons. So till next time, just like the Fresh Prince says, we'll smell you later.